The NBA world is buzzing right now, and when I say buzzing, I mean the kind of noise that makes front offices nervous, fans restless, and insiders suddenly very talkative. The Golden State Warriors, a franchise that defined an entire era of basketball, are once again at the center of a shocking rumor storm. And this time, it's not just about role players, draft picks, or small roster tweaks. This is big. This is uncomfortable. This is the kind of rumor that changes legacies. Reports and whispers are flying around that a star player connected to the Warriors is officially being discussed behind closed doors, and the word trade block is being mentioned far more seriously than anyone expected. At the same time, a deeper and more emotional layer of the story is emerging, because alongside these rumors, a future plan involving Stephen Curry himself is slowly being revealed. And it raises one massive question that every Warriors fan is asking right now. Are we witnessing the beginning of the end of an era? For years, the Golden State Warriors were the gold standard. Championships, record-breaking seasons, revolutionary basketball, and a dynasty that reshaped how the modern NBA is played. But dynasties don't fade quietly. They crack, they strain, and then suddenly, one shocking decision changes everything. That's where we are now. The Warriors are standing at a crossroads, and the rumor mill suggests that management is no longer thinking short-term fixes. They're thinking survival, flexibility, and a future that may not look the way fans imagined just a few years ago. Let's talk about the rumor that has everyone stunned. Sources close to league executives suggest that one of the Warriors' star-level players has quietly been made available in trade conversations. Not publicly, not officially, but enough that rival teams are aware something has shifted. This isn't a casual, let's see what's out there call. This is a calculated move driven by pressure, performance concerns, salary cap reality, and one unavoidable truth: the Warriors cannot keep everyone forever. When a front office that has been loyal to its core for over a decade starts listening instead of hanging up the phone, that's when you know the situation is serious. What makes this rumor even more explosive is the timing. Golden State is not a rebuilding team. They're not tanking. They're not openly waving the white flag. And yet, the behind-the-scenes executives are reportedly asking hard questions. Can this roster realistically compete for another title as currently constructed? Is there enough two-way production? Is the supporting cast helping or holding back the franchise icon? And perhaps the most sensitive question of all: what kind of team does Stephen Curry need in the final prime years of his career? That's where Curry's future plan comes into focus, and this is the part of the story that hits emotionally. Stephen Curry has never been the type to demand trades, issue ultimatums, or publicly apply pressure. His leadership style has always been loyalty, patience, and trust in the organization. But sources suggest that there have been honest conversations recently, conversations that go beyond just run it back. These talks reportedly revolve around how the Warriors can maximize Curry's remaining elite years, not just for nostalgia, but for real contention. Curry understands time better than anyone. He knows the clock is ticking, not just on his career, but on the championship window that he helped create. He doesn't want ceremonial seasons. He doesn't want to be part of a slow fade into mediocrity. He wants to compete, to matter, to have a legitimate shot every time the playoffs start. And the front office knows this. They also know that keeping Curry happy isn't just about contracts or praise. It's about putting a team around him that can actually deliver. This is why the rumored trade discussions are so important. The Warriors are exploring ways to reshape the roster without touching Curry himself. He is the untouchable piece, the foundation, the identity. Everything else is, for the first time in years, negotiable. That includes players once thought to be long-term pillars. That includes contracts that were previously considered immovable. And that includes the emotional cost of letting go of familiar faces. The NBA is a business, but for Golden State, it's also a family story. Fans watched this core grow together, struggle together, win together. Breaking that bond is not easy, and it's not something the franchise takes lightly. But the league doesn't reward sentimentality. It rewards boldness, timing, and sometimes painful decisions. What's especially interesting is how rival teams are reacting. Executives around the league see this moment as a rare opening. They know the Warriors are under pressure, and meanwhile, the locker room atmosphere is reportedly tense but professional. Players are aware that change could be coming. They hear the same rumors fans do, sometimes even more. There's uncertainty, but also motivation. Some players are trying to prove they belong in the future plans. Others may already sense that their time in a Warriors uniform is nearing its end. Stephen Curry, as always, remains composed publicly. He's focused on basketball, preparation, and leadership. But make no mistake, he's paying attention. He understands the stakes. He knows that whatever happens next will define how the final chapters of his career are written. Will it be another reinvention? Another championship run that silences doubters? Or will it be a transition period that tests his patience and loyalty like never before? One thing that cannot be ignored is the financial reality. The Warriors are deep into luxury tax territory, and that limits flexibility. Ownership has been willing to spend in the past, but even the most aggressive spenders have limits. At some point, sustainability matters. That's where tough roster decisions become unavoidable. You can't keep every big contract and still expect to add meaningful help. This is why the star player on the trade block rumor is so believable. It aligns perfectly with the pressures facing the franchise. It explains the sudden openness to conversations, and it fits with Curry's future plan, which appears to be centered around one final, properly constructed push rather than endless minor adjustments. Fans are divided, as expected. Some believe loyalty should come first, that the core deserves to ride it out together no matter what. Others argue that the best way to honor the dynasty is to give Curry the best possible chance to win again, even if that means painful changes. Both sides have valid points, and that's what makes this moment so intense. The Warriors are no longer operating from a position of comfort. They are operating from urgency. And urgency leads to bold moves. Whether a trade happens tomorrow, next month, or not at all, the mindset has clearly shifted. The untouchable list has shrunk. The future is being actively reshaped. And the days of assuming Golden State will look the same year after year are officially over. As for Stephen Curry, his legacy is already secure. But his story is not finished. The next decisions made by this